Hey everybody, Mike B back with another video coming at you from Mommy's Basement. And today we're going to be talking about the basic differences between a replica or knockoff, rip-off, whatever you want to call it, ACOG, Trijicon ACOG, and a real one. Mikey done goofed, not perfect, and I got excited and I just definitely didn't do enough research, just not quite enough to not screw myself on eBay. I ended up buying this guy, which is the fake, and I'll show you why. On eBay for a lot less than that, what it's listed at, but still way more than what it's actually worth, and we'll get into that later. I covered up the name because it's in the process of being returned right now, and I don't think it was sold intentionally but I just don't think they knew what they had, just like I didn't. So, but anyway, we're gonna get into the differences. The real ACOG is on the left here. So the one I was going for an A4 clone build was the ACOG TA31 RCO A4. You can type that into Google, and that's the one that the United States Marine Corps uses. It's calibrated for a 20-inch barrel using M855 ammo. That's what I thought this one was. The pictures weren't that great, but again, I don't think they were trying to screw me. I just don't think they knew what they had. They probably took it in and trade, and it was like, oh, this is cool, and whatever. But anyway, so we're going to get into the basic differences. This video is not going to be that long because there are other videos on it, but I just wanted to kind of make myself feel better and take advantage of this opportunity of having a real, genuine fake and a real one here in the flesh to show you and hopefully prevent you from ever making the same mistake that I did. So the first thing that's going to be very obvious if you haven't noticed it already is, and this is something that I totally didn't even, I spaced it up because I saw the price and I was like, wow, that's a really good deal. And it was really dumb, and this is a really rookie mistake. It's going to be the white lettering. Trijicon ACOG, the logo. I don't know of any Trijicon scopes that have the writing that's like laser etched or whatever the hell that is on there. They're all actually cast into the scope body like this. It's raised, you can feel it, it's textured. It's not able to be scraped off with your fingernail. So that's going to be the very first clue just looking at it from down here. And that was something that, again, I was really dumb on this. So I know you can say I was stupid all you want. I know, and it happens to me once in a while. I get super excited, and I do stupid shit. So anyway, so that's the easiest, most, like, you can spot it from across the room fake, which I definitely should have. We'll kind of go down and we'll, when you start actually handling it, if you're able to handle it, or, online looking at pictures. A lot of the Chinese companies like this is from will actually use real pictures, which is kind of bullshit, and they'll use it until they get caught, and then they'll just make a new username. So sometimes you really just kind of get screwed, but if you can handle them in person. Another one is, so we're going to flip this around, and we'll flip this around. You've got first of all, you got the Made in USA as part of the scope body as well. You've also got the serial number, all right? Now, the fake doesn't have that serial number. That's just a really easy way to tell. And we'll get into the fake kind of stuff in a second, but so there's a serial number in that. I should get like a little pointy thing or something. I'll use a knife. There's a serial number right there on the real one, and yeah, the fake one doesn't have it. It's just got like a patent number and what else on the top. And speaking of the top and the serial numbers, if you notice, on the fake on the right, there are no serial numbers on the scope. And the serial numbers are going to be located right here and here, just like they are on the real one. I suppose I could just raise this up. You're going to have it on both parts of the body. You're going to have it on the eyepiece, and then you're going to have it on the main part of the body. You can see that, and the fake just definitely doesn't even have that. It's a little bit different shape too, but we'll get into that in a sec. So, yeah, you got that. And the Made in the USA thing, I think I said that. Now, no, there's going to be a warning about this thing containing tritium on the real ones. And tritium is a slightly radioactive material that allows you to use this thing at night. It's been used in optics and other various things like watches and stuff for years. It's the stuff that glows in the dark, basically. So, but it technically is radioactive, so there has to be a disclaimer on there. And you can't export this out of the country without a license. All that stuff. So it contains tritium. I want you to focus on that word. Look at how it's spelled. Remember your number. And this one has a warning too about tritium. I guess somebody discovered a new compound, and they're her new element maybe, and they're way ahead of the game. So yeah, this is definitely a misspelling. You can also see we'll do a close up right here, comparison of the two. So we've got the font on the fake on the top right here, and then we've got the font on here. You see how it's a little bit more thin and less blocky, and the QR codes I don't know if I can get this in the same shot, maybe. The QR codes, the real ones on the bottom, fake ones on the top. The top one really doesn't look like a real QR code. It might be, but it's not. This one definitely does. And again, the font is a lot different. So most of these Chinese ones are going to be pretty much the same. So that's why I'm just using this as an example before I send it back. Another fun, God, I just love that contains tritium. Jeez. Another thing that's a really minor thing that I'm not going to get too far into, but it's a pretty big, easy difference, is the TA51 mount. So this is the real one. You notice how the fastening screws are a little bit bigger. This one's on the wrong side, it looks like. But yeah, they're a lot bigger. They're a lot beefier than the fake one on the bottom. You can see that for size. These are pretty damn close together. They're a lot more beefy, a lot more substantial. You can see the front of the actual front of the mounts. Fake one is on the right. Real one's on the left. You see how there's just so much more metal in the mount itself, like screwing into the mount. It's a lot more beefy, a lot heavier, more well built, and all that stuff. So that's just another little difference if you're handling this. Like you've seen what they look like now. Now here's another big one that I have yet to see a replica or a fake or whatever you want to call it do, is the turret caps. First of all, they don't look the same. You can see that. A little bit different, and they got these wires on them so you don't lose them. They're the retention straps or wires for the scope cap, or the turret caps. And another cool thing is, if you bear with me here, look at that. You've got your little elevation knob, and you can just turn it with your hands, with your fingers. This one's got a lot more threads, and oh, look at that. You actually need to use a coin or a screwdriver. So again, this is the real one, and I can just do it with my fingers. And this one you're going to need a coin to actually work, the fake one. Now, I didn't want to take this tape off again because I need to keep it, the way I received it so I can return it. So I didn't want to alter that. I'm going to get this threaded back on. But here's another easy kind of thing. I didn't have to go look for it because it was on a wire. Did you see that? It's convenient. So another really easy way to tell is on the front of the fiber optic. The fiber optics look generally the same. I'm not going to take that tape off, but they look generally the same from a distance, but the quality on the Trijicon one is a lot better, you can tell. And it's got this pin in the end of it. See that? Now on the fake, it doesn't have a pin. Instead, I'll peel this back just a little bit. You can see it's hot glued in there, or glued, or super glued. I don't know what kind of glue they used. But there's no pin in there. It's glued. That's just another way to tell that it's definitely not real. And yeah, I'm getting more sad every time I talk about how it's not real. That would have been awesome if it was, but it's not. And just the general finish on these. I don't know if you can see this from this angle. The finish on the Trijicon ACOG is a lot more, I guess, rough. It's a little bit more matte. It feels different. And you can see the weld marks in or I don't know what those are exactly, but they're seam marks, and they are pretty rough. But that's part of the Trijicon scope brand, and it doesn't matter. It's purely aesthetic. It doesn't affect function at all. It just means that it's built a lot more solidly than the fake ones, just generally speaking, because this one looks a little bit more smooth, and there aren't like these huge seams. Actually, there's no seams. Yeah, they just lined them up. They have a little timing thing right there. But yeah, there's no seams. There are no seams on this like there are on the actual ACOG. So that's another good way. And then the little fins on the real one on the right, those are for the RMR, the little like basically lasers, or not laser sight, red dot sight that you can put on here. I've never seen a replica that's trying to pull off being a real ACOG that has those features, or it has those little fins on the back. So that's just another thing. Yeah, that's all I've got really. There's a lot more to it that you could go into. I just wanted you to know, like, if you're at a pawn shop somewhere in the southeastern United States and you happen to see this exact one, it's not real, and I want you to be able to identify that pretty quick, fast, and in a hurry. Just the general quality. And then again, look through the glass. Like, I can't do it because the camera actually will not pick up it won't pick that up. Oh, you can see my face. Oh God. It's like, I guess my cover's blown. But anyway, so the glass, there's no comparison between this and this. So this is about a $70 to $80 replica that you can get on eBay or AliExpress or whatever the hell else. And they're okay for 70 bucks. You get what you pay for. It'll work. I've heard they hold zero. It's just not going to be the quality of the Trijicon ACOG. You get what you pay for. I know some people think ACOGs are overpriced. I don't. They are really tough. I've talked to a bunch of my buddies who are Marines, and I actually got an ACOG right before I got out of the military in 2012. And these things are built really, really well, and they're really just, I guess, built well. They can take a hell of a beating. They're pretty easy to shoot with. They're fun. I don't have any really complaints over it. But again, if you just want to get a replica and you understand that's what it is, that's what to look for. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's a fraction of the price of a real one if you want to just get a placeholder. But I wanted to get a real one and kind of jump the gun and screwed myself on that. So hopefully this video will prevent you from doing that as well. A lot of these things, if they're posting up pictures of their actual product like this, you should be able to tell that right away just with the white lettering, it's fake. So, or it's a replica, and you shouldn't pay more than like 70, 80 bucks for it. So that's all I've got. I wanted to keep this a little bit shorter than other videos just because it's kind of nice. Like when I was kind of confirming that it was fake, I had to sit through like a half-hour video, which is fine, but it's like kind of wanted to know a few things. And these are, I guess, the most important things, I think. Looking through the glass, though, that's a really good one. These are going to be crystal clear. These are going to be like looking through a $80 scope. I don't know how else to explain it. Big difference. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know if you got any questions. I'll try to answer them. I'm not an expert. This is just what I've watched and I've noticed. But looking at these side by side, the fake one will be going back, so that's not a big deal. But yeah, I mean, you don't always get lucky enough to be able to return something. So learn from my mistake. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully you won't make the same mistake. That's why I do this. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. If you consider becoming a supporter on my Patreon, the link to that is in the description. It's $1 a month, 12 bucks a year. $5 a month or more gets you into my Discord server, which is pretty fun. I got a lot of cool things going on there, and I get a lot of ideas from videos and pretty interactive with the Patreon supporters. So that's a fun thing, and it helps fund the channel. Like I used a decent chunk of some Patreon money to get the real ACOG, and it's going to be really cool for a lot of videos that have been asked to do and want to do. So if you consider doing that, the link is in the description. If not, I appreciate you watching. Hopefully this video helped you. Like I said, that was my goal for making this. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Mike B, and that's all I've got on this one. Fuckity bye.